If we look on the world map, we find Isaan as the east part of Thailand. It's a vast plain. All the forest is cut. Only in Laos it still remains around Isaan. And the part of Thailand with the main city Khon Kaen and Udon Thani, 20 million people live there. Isaan region is around 200,000 square kilometers. That's 5 times Switzerland, half of Germany. A lot of rivers go through this land, and in the rain season, most it's filled with water for rice production. Now let's see what we find as edible insects in Nong Mek, a little village surrounded by rice fields, but also they have here a lot of different other culture. Like for example, here is a little hut where they grow silkworms. Do you see the women picking the leaves for the next meal of the silkworm that you see here in this wooden trays? Also, of course, the pupas of this caterpillar are eaten. Mostly they don't go to the market, they are eaten in the village itself, while producing, of course, silk also. But there are other places where you can find insects, like for example here in this little pond. But most of the pond is of course made for the production of fish. But if we look at the way these farmers are working here, we are mostly remembered of the term permaculture. Yes, this is the real permaculture. It's the growing of vegetables and fish and edible insects and plants and fruit, whatever you like, on a little patch of land. The fish pond, of course, this is one of the source of protein for these people here, because 40 years ago this was a very poor country with a lot of malnutrition, especially with protein deficiency and deficiency of micronutrients. So this has changed a lot with education here. So the habits of eating, they have diversified a lot in the last 40 years. And the problems people have had here in the earlier times, they are still now in Laos. Now you see, the net is full with beautiful tilapia fishes that of course grow with these temperatures very fast here, and I think this is the meal that they prepare for lunch here. Also, other animals live in this water that we can see later on. Not only the fishes, also other kind of predator insects that are caught by the villagers with special traps. And of course, these are the insects that we are looking for. The king of Thailand, Bhumibol, has initiated a project that can be called a permaculture project, with the main question: how can a family with 2 children survive on a patch of land of 4,000 square meters? That's little, that's very little, but for a tropical climate like in here, it should work. And the research about this project is going on. Of course, this is only possible without production of meat from porks or beef or chicken, but with optimizing the production of protein with insects and fish. Here is the light trap to attract insects in the night, with an ultraviolet bulb on the top and the normal on the bottom. So in the night here, flying insects are attracted mostly from the water ponds. Especially interesting is this giant water bug. It's a high-priced specialty in the Isaan country where they make a special curry paste with it to add with the rice. It also has a special aroma that is artificially reproduced and sold in some shops around the country. As the only one that I've seen living, I found in Roy Et in the central pool around the Wat, and in the day children also have fun seeing it. But there are also a lot of other insects that are caught and just put together in kind of a ratatouille. You see here some water bugs, the black ones, then a green ruteline, but you also see here crickets, also mole crickets, and it's just a mixture of edible insects. They are also not separated, but mostly fried and cooked as a mixture and added to rice, like for some protein crackers or what. This is kind of a grasshopper from the rice field. Sometimes there are big outbreaks and they just catch them with a net. Also frogs are cultivated here, big ones. Of course, tropical species. They are kept as food items like chicken. They are easily grown in this kind of ponds here. The cultivator is looking for a male to show us the organ with which the frog is producing his sound, and here it shows this bladder under the mouth of this frog. Also, but other insects are cultivated, like you wouldn't guess that there is here something to eat. There are little snails, water snails, edible ones that are also sold on the market. Nearby another little hut for the production of silkworms, but next to it is a construction for cultivating crickets. And it's here not the house cricket that is mostly produced in Thailand, but it's here the field cricket, the black species you find everywhere on the markets in the stand with the edible insects. Of course, fed also here with chicken feed, that is not very sustainable. Now look here in the tree, a nest of the weaver ant was opened, so they are crawling around everywhere. This is an insect that is also cultivated and also specially placed to protect the trees against pests, insects that are eaten. Also here you see that artificially there are placed some food and water on the tree so that the weaver ants can exist here without any problems. And in this bag they collected nests of weaver ants from the forest to put them onto these stems of fruit trees that they want to protect from caterpillars or other pests. And as soon as they are successful with that, the weaver ants clean up the whole tree from pests. This is a queen of the ant that you can eat also raw. It has a taste like a lemon. And also they, of course, collect other beetles here, like, for example, the famous Xylotropes gideon, the Kwang or fighting beetle of Thailand. Of course, they're not only taken to make some fights against each other, but also for eating them. It's the same thing that we did in earlier times in Europe with the chalk covers. That's still people doing here in this hotspot of entomophagy in the Isaan country. Of course, this is the most famous of all the beetles here in Thailand. There are also festivals with the fighting games, more around Chiang Mai, but also in other parts of Thailand you will see them.